You go and take one for the team. I'll ask him, I'll be like, how about he sucks your dick if he wants to live?
Welcome back to Brodicans, the most politically incorrect podcast on YouTube. Make sure you guys subscribe, like, comment, all that fun stuff. How's it going, guys? How are we today?
I'm good. I'm good. Can't complain. Weather is beautiful. I would say we're roughly 22, 23 degrees. There is no neighbors going with fucking loud music or anything, so we're good.
No neighbors going with loud music.
Yeah, I feel like that's a direct shot at me.
Oh,
that's fine.
For sure. But you did the right thing this time. You did the right thing, which was being proactive and being responsible and actually buy some sound blocking stuff to make sure to be conscious of you. How much was it though?
Yeah. It was almost, with shipping and everything, like $150.
Holy shit. And
I know, that's a lot of care for neighbors that I don't know.
I know. Fuck. And I nearly covered the door and like a little bit of the wall, right?
Yeah, so pretty much I put it right behind the speaker where the music actually comes out of, because it's right beside a wall. So I put it right behind it, and then we covered the entire front door just so it wouldn't like escape onto the hallway and shit, the sound. And it works. It actually kind of works ish.
Well, better be, man. After $150.
Yeah, I just don't want anybody giving me shit anymore. Or my dad. It's stupid.
Well, at least if they give you shit, you could be like, okay, I'm being proactive. You guys go buy yourself another 150.
Some headphones or something.
Yeah.
Earplugs.
Earplugs.
Or some shit.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, that's good.
It is what it is. I've been so bored. I feel like I've gone through all of Netflix that I have to resource. No, of course not. But
no, like what I mean is like, have you actually made the effort of like watching more shows? Because like I feel like I cannot watch anything on Netflix because it's just like I keep on like scrolling through and like going through and like I can't find anything. You do?
There's a bunch of stuff that's like shit, but there's some that are rescuable. Right now I'm watching one that's called Outer Banks, and I'm watching one that's called Into the Night. But that's the thing, I only watch shit that's kind of like recommended. I don't like doing that whole scrolling thing either. I usually don't go into
it's
like
a waste
Netflix
of fucking
scroll.
time.
It's always
so who recommends it to you? Like friends?
Yeah.
Okay,
well, Shell's recommended this one, but pretty much in this one, it's interesting because it's pretty much an end of the world type movie as well. So I'm like, oh, COVID-19, end of the world, relatable. Let me watch it. And
we're gonna die.
We're gonna die, pretty much.
Yeah, what?
So just like a quick synopsis of the show. Pretty much. Well, somebody just got shot.
Somebody just
got shot. That's funny.
Okay, moving on. It's a normal thing here in Colombia.
Yeah. A quick synopsis. Pretty much, the sunlight is killing people. So
wait, what?
There's a quick synopsis. I'm not explaining. I'm not going into it. I'm like 5 episodes in. I'm like 5 episodes in. Yeah, series in a nutshell.
Very tiny nutshell.
Sun's killing people. Group of 10 people get a plane and start flying into the night, which is why the movie's called Into the Night, because they have to stay nighttime so that the sun doesn't get them. So they're pretty much flying around the globe, stopping, refueling, and keep flying so that they don't catch daytime at all, or else they'll die, pretty much. And
why don't they stay indoors?
No, because apparently so much radiation that is killing people indoors as well. So like the sun, it's fucked up. It's fucked up.
And the radiation goes after like 5 minutes?
It's the radiation goes what?
What?
From the sun. Like it doesn't stay in the air? That's what I'm trying to say.
No, it kills them while the sun's out, but once it's gone, like it's fine. There's a movie, science fiction. It's a movie or a series, but anyway. So that's happening. But I wanted to bring up a quick point that I saw in the movie, which was the 10 people who are on the airplane. They're all strangers. So as the series goes, they start kind of getting to know each other because, well, they've been on this plane for a while now, and they realize that some have families that left behind, some used to be like doctors, and one was a thief and a murderer before. So the murderer, there was 3 of them, and they pretty much left them behind in one of the stops that they made to stop and refuel. They made them like go for supplies, and then they just up and left because they're like, well, they're murderers, so we don't want them in the plane. But once they up and left, they started doing some research, and they realized that one more of the persons there, he used to be a thief. So they were like, oh, like, we have to arrest him. And people were like, well, do we really? Like, there's no technically any laws anymore. The world's ending. He's not a murderer, so he's not real. He's not like a threat like the other ones were. And one of the guys is like, no, but like, it's the right thing it's the legal thing to like arrest him. Like, he's a thief. And other people is like, yeah, but like, the right thing is like, we need him. Like, he's a strong guy. We need him to help us. Like, we should like stay as a unit right now. So it brought up a question, which is, what's more important, to do the right thing or to do the legal thing? Not just in a situation of pandemic, but more so in real life situations. Because sometimes what is the legal thing might not be the right thing.
That's true.
So what do you guys think?
You go, Cuz. I want to hear you out.
On me? This guy's always put it on me. I think.
That's a nice turtleneck.
Love it.
Focus, Cuz, focus.
Sorry, it goes all the way to your chin. Sorry, go ahead.
I think it's better to do the right thing. I don't like not so much as doing the legal thing.
Right.
It's just you doing what you think it's right. You know what I mean?
I hear you. The only flaw that I see in that, I do believe also in doing the right thing most of the time. But that is, it depends on what type of person you are and how in touch you are with what is the right thing. Because if you ask somebody who's fucking crazy what's the right thing and you expect them to make the right decision, it's probably not going to be the right thing. And at the end, this is why we have laws.
But if everybody in the world is crazy and you're normal, aren't you the crazy one?
Then should you be the one deciding what's the right thing if you're the only one that's normal or crazy? You know what I mean? Like, who decides what's the right thing? Because in the situation of that I gave on the plane, they pretty much had to make it a vote, so pretty much create a democracy, because nobody has the right thing per se. Everybody's perception of what the right thing is different.
Their right in my opinion was wrong, because they're like, oh, they're murderers, let's murder them, which is essentially what they did.
In a sense, they left them behind.
It's a very
well, they left them behind.
Very modern government style execution.
Whether they died, we don't know.
It's like, oh, they're murderers, so let's murder them.
Well, they left them behind. Whether they died, we don't know.
Sense, right?
We don't know if they died though, so they didn't murder them. They left.
How are they not gonna?
Unless they have unless they got another plane.
They left them in an airport. Because every time that they land at an airport to refuel the plane. So they left them at an airport.
Here's the thing. It's the same shit. I'll give a really really good example, and a lot of an example that I've asked a couple of people and they don't like. But let's say a person robs a store, right? And he steals bread, milk, maybe some medicine.
So
But he robs it. He robs the place.
Yeah.
He robs it. Robbery.
Right.
Was he right or wrong for doing it?
Right.
What was he doing it for? Let's say he didn't have the money,
Right.
right? He had to
Right.
take care of his kids,
Right.
family, whatever.
Right.
Was it right or wrong?
It
I think it was right. I don't think that's wrong.
and that's where
Our justice system would say it's wrong, and they would arrest him for robbery.
and that's my point, that in that sense I agree with you. Not everybody's gonna agree with us though, and when that happens we have to fall back, unfortunately, on the justice system.
But the justice system is something that was made
it's not
by
perfect.
humans.
It's not perfect.
It was made by humans for humans. You understand what I'm saying? So if you think back before laws were made, were there really any laws? No, it was just.
And why do you
just
think
action.
and why do you think they invented the laws? Because if it was working without laws, they wouldn't have invented it. Unfortunately, I don't think it was working, because again, let's say it's just me, you, and the guy there. He just stole. You say he's right. I say he's wrong. We fight. We let him go.
By the time we fight, the man left, and I win.
Exactly. So that's it's again. I'm not. Apparently, I say again a lot, but anyway, apparently it's unfortunately, since not everybody is in sync to what is the right thing. I'm sure if everybody was in sync in the same mentality of what's right and wrong, we wouldn't have this problem. But since there's not enough people that really correlate with that, I can't say I'm right all the time. I can't say I'm wrong all the time. So we have to fall back on a justice system that's not perfect, but it relieves us from the problem of, okay, let's figure it out every single time. You get me?
Because you're awfully quiet.
I'm just taking it in. Letting you guys talk. I usually like take over the mic and don't let you guys talk. I'm just letting you guys and I just think taking it in.
But what do you think? Now that you've taken it all in.
All in. I'm still thinking.
All in.
It's one of those very modern days debates, right? Because
Right.
back in the day, people will be like, "Okay, that's the law," and that's the law. Nowadays, people are like, "Wait a second!" Like now, the law doesn't seem to make sense in like a shitload of situations. So why should we follow the law? In a very narrow thinking way of saying things, we need to follow law to have some sort of order in order to have a financial system and an organized society, right? If we want to be able to be somewhat predictable into what we're going to do, how we're going to do things, to create some sort of like cycle in order to live around, then we need laws. We need certain rules. Let's not call it laws for now. Let's just switch it to rules, right? If you're gonna play Monopoly, the only way to play Monopoly is for Monopoly to have certain rules. If I start playing it by all the rules, then I'm no longer playing Monopoly, right?
Right.
So by default, if we start from the basis that we're living in a society that's already structured onto some rules, and we want to progress within that society, it would only make sense to play by those rules. However, that's in the narrow thinking way of doing things. However, when you're put against a such situation where you're like, okay, should I go rob the milk of the bread because my kid is going hungry? I don't have any money. I can't find any job. and I can't stand seeing my kid asking me for milk and bread. Should I then just respect the law and don't and not get my like not rob the grocery store, or should I just go do it because it's my kid?
Right.
It's now not about the rules anymore. It's now a morality question, right? And then it goes to, and then you could say, well, what's morality? Where is it coming from? Like, who says what's right
What's
or wrong?
moral and what's right?
Oh, exactly. And I think it has to do with values. I think it has to do with values, and values are something that you're brought up with, right? It's something that you're taught. It's your family, your parents, or whoever you hang around taught you some values, and those values are like, okay, like I'm not gonna hit my mom, say. Those are some values. I'm not gonna steal. Those are some values, and those values are the ones who gonna basically dictate what your morality is, right? And if there's higher values than others. So, for example, you could say like, okay, I'm not gonna rob, and that's my value, but I value the fact that my daughter or my son is going hungry, and that value overtakes the other value. So now we reach a new level of morality where I'm not longer affected by the fact that it might be wrong to steal, because that's not even in my point of view anymore of how I see things at that point, right? So it goes to show that it's very subjective. That's why laws are not perfect, and laws are only valuable as much as people see the value in them in an everyday situation. But when you don't see the value in them, they're like nothing. They completely disappear in the moment, right? For example, just for another example, if somebody was to hurt my brother, somebody was to hurt my cousin or my little kids, my morality spectrum will narrow down into what I value highest. And what I value highest is not the fact that I might get arrested or not. What I value the highest is that I don't want anybody messing with you guys, and therefore I will act. So I don't think there's a right or wrong in those situations. It's very subjective. However, going back to the thing, what's best to do?
What's more important?
What's more important is what you consider within your values to do. As at the end of the day, we're men. And if you're a man who cannot go by your values, then who the hell are you? You're just an entity that goes around life following like rules and what people tell you to do. So you have to have some values, and in order to have some strong values, sometimes you have to definitely challenge those rules, right? Whether you're gonna just pointlessly start challenging all the rules, then that's really being dumb. That's not serving any value, any inner value that you have. They're just being dumb. Like, I'm just gonna be challenging all the rules. But if there's a value that really it's strong and it's overtaking whatever rule presents at hand, then I'm gonna have to challenge it, and I'm gonna have to face the consequences. And that's how people, for example, like that black woman back in the day that got into the bus, just like, I value myself more than this fucking rules. I'm gonna stay at the front of the bus, regardless of what happens to me, right?
Right.
That's how, like, there's been like great people in history that have respected their values, not pointlessly, not egocentrically. It's just because they really cannot breathe if they're not living for those values, right? And that's where law has to be challenged. And you could put it in a big spectrum, such as like what the black lady did, that created such a huge change all around the world, and awareness that black people are also human beings, and we shouldn't segregate them. But it will also be just as important in a very local, personal situation, such as going and stealing the bread and milk to feed my daughter because I have no money and I cannot stand her going hungry. Now, once my question would be, would it be wrong or right if you keep doing it without finding another solution, right? Because it could easily turn into that. Well, it's like, okay, now you your reasoning for doing that is like, oh, my daughter's still hungry, so therefore I have to still
I have
do
to
the
keep
same
stealing.
thing. I have to
I
keep
have to keep
stealing. That goes into like, are you being true to your values and your morality, where you just are not attending
Found a
an
comfort
emergency anymore? Now you're just in a comfort zone, and you just kind of like, well, that's my answer for everything, and that's it. So, that's again, I don't want to take too long into it, but I think it definitely, right or wrong, it comes down to what your values are, and that's very subjective. But I think that's how we eventually shape the rules better, and we make them better by making sure that we actually challenge them and bring them to the table, right? Be like, okay, guys, listen, I don't want to rob, I don't want to steal, but why is it that the system is failing on me that I cannot feed my daughter? So let's bring the issue to the table so that I no longer have to do this, break this rule that as of now it seems like it's not important because my daughter is more important or my son is more important. But if you don't challenge it, and if you're not politically active towards it, then you're not really making anything better, or you're not your situation better, and you're not letting that morality situation or challenge be of good use to you. That's it.
I think from what I'm hearing, it's good to do the right thing to you and to your values, as long as you're also conscious and willing to go against the consequences of what that might bring you, per se.
That's a delicate topic because, for example, in a very extreme situation, if you have your kid who has 3 other friends, and you're about to get into an airplane that's gonna save just one more person, who are you gonna take? The other 3 friends or your kid? You're gonna take your kid. You're not gonna like
Exactly.
like,
Again, and that's what I mean. As long as you're okay with
you might not be
the
okay.
repercussion of that.
At the end of the day, you might not be okay, but it is your highest value, even if you're not okay with the consequences.
Or I mean,
the consequences
or
might be
at least understanding and knowing what the consequences. At least, okay, maybe not being okay with it, but understanding and knowing what the consequences are.
Sometimes sometimes you're not gonna understand though.
Because if you don't understand don't understand the consequences, or don't understand what the repercussion may be, then are you really doing what's your higher value? How are you even gonna make a decision? How are you even gonna make a decision?
Let me ask a pretty far-fetched question having to do with the plane that Ron was saying. Sorry, Brian was saying.
Yeah.
Let me give you an example. There's only enough space for 10 people, right?
Mm-hmm.
Each person has a certain quality that's going to bring to the group, and
Right.
you have I don't know. Let's say a 1-year-old kid,
Mm-hmm.
or you have a pregnant. No, let's say you have a 1-year-old kid,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And there can only be 10 people, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're in charge of choosing who goes into the plane.
Why am I in charge? Or just in your example, I'm in charge.
It's your plane.
Okay.
It's your plane,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
Each person has a certain
Ability.
certain ability, certain thing that they bring to the group, right? That's
Right.
essential for survival, long-term survival. Are you going to bring your kid or leave them behind for somebody else?
If I'm in charge, I'll bring my kid, because if I'm in charge, I was the one who put up the rule that whoever I allow to bring in has to have an agility.
But why?
Why do I bring my kid? Because I want to.
Why?
That's that again. It goes to what Ron's saying. Like,
What
what do you value?
right.
What do you value?
That's the thing. It's
You-
the
you
highest
know,
value, right? If you leave your kid
it goes
behind,
to
you
what
go-
you value.
But here's the thing. I understand. I understand. It's your value, but then that means that you're doing what is
No,
right for yourself.
Exactly,
right?
and
But
that's what
because-
value is.
But hold on. But what would be right, essentially, would be to leave the kid behind.
That's
subjective to you. That's subjective to you, which is what my point is. That unfortunately, we do have to have laws. We do have to have that structure, because everything is subjective to every single individual, and we would get nothing done if there wasn't something that we can be like, okay, I can't agree, you can't agree. We have a book here. That's what the book says.
Here's the thing that we as a society are still not getting, and hopefully the audience can really hear me out on this, because this is very important for everybody to know. Laws are not meant just to be followed, and they're not meant to be broken. Laws are temporary rules that are meant to be improved and shaped up into something better. And the only way to do it is not by just breaking them. The way to do it is to become politically active, which means being active as a society, become a member of society with rights and responsibilities. And the responsibility, part of the responsibility is knowing and bringing to the table the issues at hand, where this specific rule, whatever we want to put in the example, it's not really covering everybody, and it's not really serving us, because there's people with higher values that are being challenged because of a certain rule or law. So
Right.
at the end of the day, it's not about like, oh, it has to, like, if the book says that, then we have to go by the book, and now nothing can be done and everything's going to be
Right.
unfair. No,
Right.
that's not what a law is. A law is there momentarily because that's as good as we got into whoever's actually brought the issue to the table and agreed on something. So that's a reflection of our mediocrity.
Which
That's
which,
it.
which I believe in something that says if you're not helping the problem, then at least don't be part of the problem. You know what I mean? If you really feel so strongly about that issue,
Go do
then
something.
go do something about it. Work towards fixing it so it's not an issue anymore. Don't just break the law because you disagree with the issue, because that's not going to help the issue and that's
I
not
mean,
going
if
to
if
make any changes.
if the emergency of the situation, you have to break the law. You do what you think it's best. Again, I'm not gonna say go break the law, but you do what you think it's gonna go hand in hand with your highest value. But right after you get out of the emergency, go do something. Go to your local authorities. Go create a movement. Do something. Now, the internet and social media, it's so powerful that there's no real excuse for you not to bring the issue to the table and have a conversation about it.
Okay, let me ask a question. Hold on, let me ask a quick question since we're still on this topic. I'm pretty sure you guys have probably know that I don't know what it's called. It's called like, it's an experiment dealing with the train, right? Essentially, it is if you're in a room, right, and you see a train coming, right, and you can't stop the train, and the train either has two options. Either go one way or go the other way, right? In one way, you have in the way it's going, it's gonna kill 5 people if you don't do nothing. It's just gonna keep going straight. Or if you decide to move it, it's gonna kill 1 person. What do you do?
That's an easy one. I move
What
it.
do you do?
I move it.
Would you press the button and murder 1 person,
Yeah.
or not do anything and let it keep going?
I would press the button, kill the 1 person, no questions asked. And again, that goes to show how much I know myself. I'm like out of those situations, I can do anything. I'm gonna choose the lesser of the bad, right? It's still bad.
So okay, so then let me put this one. Hold on. Let me put this one then.
No, wait.
What
Let's
if
stay on
it's
that
going-
example. Let's stay on that example because I
was gonna
I
say
know-
on that example.
I know that example, and I've seen it. I've seen the example be tested out. It was
Right.
it's for a long time. It wasn't allowed to be tested because it's morally fucked up to fuck somebody up mentally by putting them in that situation, because it could have long time repercussions. But there was some scientists that were able to get it approved so that they can actually test it.
Yeah.
And before doing the example, they would ask people, in a situation like this, what would you do? And 90% of the people said what Ron said. Oh, well, no, it's a no-brainer. I'd kill 1 person so that 5 people don't die. Having said that, once they were in the room, I think they were only allowed to do 6 people, 6 or 7 people. Once they were in the room, I think only 1 person actually pressed the button so that it would move, it to kill that 1 person.
No, I think
And
there was more.
But
I think there was one person who choked.
No, there was more people who choked. I saw that. I think I saw it. I saw like it was on YouTube. I don't think it was Netflix. I'm pretty sure I saw it was on YouTube. And so a lot of people would freeze and not know what to do in terms of, because you pretty much either become a murderer, or if you don't do anything, then it's technically not your fault.
Yeah, if you went in the room, the train would still keep going and kill those 5 people, right?
Kill those 5 people. It's technically.
So Cuz said hold on. So Cuz said you wouldn't think about it. You would press the button and kill the one person, right? Now let me flip the question. What if it was going straight, and instead of killing 5 people, it would kill 1, and then if you press the button, it would kill 5. Would you then just let it keep going and kill that one person?
Yeah.
Damn.
And again, here's the thing: every answer is gonna be subjective to what we think. It's important, and we value most. At that point, for example, let me flip the question to you: what if you not doing anything is gonna kill 5 people, but you pressing the button, it's gonna kill just one person, but that person might be somebody you know. Then what would you do? Would you just let it go through, or would you still press the button? So it goes to show that it depends on the situation that you're in, right? It depends. For example, let me flip the question again. What if you don't know any of them, but you're able to see them, and you see that the 5 people that are gonna die are very like sketchy looking, like low life looking, and then the one that's gonna just the other one by itself is just a very nice looking girl, very naive, very like young and shit, like with smart books and shit. Like, how do you make the decision?
So then you would, in that scenario, what would you do? Would you kill the 5 for the 1?
Well, in that scenario, I think I would choke. I didn't know what to do, right? Because I wouldn't want, like, in my perception, I'll be like, here's the thing: whether we like it or not, we profile people. We profile. That's our nature. We profile, and I give a lot of power to profiling. I think profiling is efficient. It's efficient. However, whether it's right or wrong, that's up for grabs. But I would choke, because I would have that conflict between what I value the most, which is like saving lives, and by killing 1, I save 5 lives. So I value that more. But at the same time, it's gonna collide between me saying, well, I'm profiling, and I think that life is worth more than the other ones. And again, that's completely being biased and unfair, but I'm just being true to the answer. And I know I would profile, right? If I had the chance to profile. If I don't have the chance to profile or anything, or know who I'm killing or not, then I'll just go with the 1. Do you profile, Cuz?
Me, no.
You don't profile at all.
So
if you go into a plane and it's full of Arabs, and they all super like with full of beards, and
I'm the one that's getting profiled.
I know. I'm just saying, if you go into a plane like that and it's full of like Arabs or like Muslims and shit, and I don't mean to be Muslims I don't mean to be to throw hate into Muslims right now, but I just want gonna give the example to my cuz. After 9/11, the day right after it, you got into a plane and you see what's full of Muslims. Would you just stay in the plane normally?
Yeah,
I don't think so.
I'll give you an example in terms of profiling, and is with the train example. Let's say the 5 people that are there, they're all prisoners, and the 1 is not a prisoner.
With me, it's simple. With me, it's not like cuz I have a completely different approach to that answer.
What would you do?
To me, is if wasn't supposed to be in the room, I'm not gonna press anything.
Yeah, I hear you.
I wasn't supposed to be in the room.
So regardless of who the hell is there.
Regardless on who is there, it could be one person.
Wash your hands.
It could be. I wasn't supposed to be here.
Yeah, exactly. So you were not supposed, but you are. You were not supposed, but you are. So you just wash your hands.
Like if it's my job,
No, it's not your job.
It's not your job. You just happen to be there, but you were not supposed to. Let's just say that you were supposed to catch the train before.
Hey, it's not wash my hands. I'm not supposed to be here.
By definition is.
I'm just letting it run its course.
By definition is washing your hands because you are aware of the situation. If you were not aware of the situation, then you just unaware. But being aware, now it's something. It's like, for example, just
I'm gonna give you. Hold on. I'm gonna give you a very good example because I know where you're heading with this, and I'm gonna give you one example, and I know I'm gonna get a lot of judgment for this. I saw a robbery go down at the mall, right?
Mm-hmm.
I saw it, and I saw maybe 2-3 people trying to stop the robbers, whatever. They were coming towards me. It's not my business.
that's fine.
What's going on?
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? It's not my business. But there was two other bystanders who actually, they try to, try to kick them and shit. They went by me, eye contact.
I think that's fine.
It's not my business.
I think that's fine, and that's a different example.
It's
Why?
a different
Because
example,
in that example is actually something that could affect your life. You don't know if by tackling that person you could get hurt. You don't know. You know what I mean? So I don't judge you on that at all.
Absolutely.
Shit, that's none of your business, and I'm glad that you didn't do anything.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm actually glad that you didn't do anything.
Exactly, yeah.
But in the situation of the train, which is why it's such a complex experiment and why it's such a big experiment, is because right there nothing's gonna happen to you. You know what I mean? It's just morally and what your values are in your head, to see what people would do. And some people would do what you say. You know what? I'm not supposed to be here.
And it's
I'm gonna turn the other way. Yeah, I'm gonna turn the other way.
I wouldn't turn the other way. To be honest, I'm not gonna go that far and be like, oh, I won't look. I'll look at the screen and I'll just be like,
and that's fine. And that's fine. And again,
that's fine.
It goes to show you back to the example that you brought about. Oh, what if the tribe that eats humans want to come into the city? What would you do? Would you just lock them up? Like, really? So they have to like go by what you say?
That wasn't the example, but
well, like, what if they will look? What if the tribe?
You changed it just a little bit.
Okay, well, you get the idea. Like, do they have to just give in into something? No. It goes to show you that there's different values for different people. So people will react differently, and none of the answers that were given on the train situation are right or wrong. At the end of the day, it's what's right or wrong for you, right? That's the thing.
Right.
No, again, I don't know, because it's very vague. It's either right or wrong, right? Again, me giving the example of what happened at the mall, it wasn't so much as like something could have happened to me. It's just it wasn't my business.
And again, and that's fine.
If it was a place that we knew, yeah, do something, but it wasn't the place that I know.
And that's fine. And
again,
it
wasn't about.
And you know what the definition of it is? You don't value that. You just don't value it. So it's nothing to you. So it goes to show it depends on how much you value it, right? If it's a store or a business joint of a friend of yours, you will get into it because you value that more, right? And you value it over whatever it could happen to you.
Touche.
Again, what's right, it's subjective to each individual depending on what they value the most, right? And that's how we know we're alive, that we have values. If we don't have values, we're not alive. Life means we have a value to live for. Otherwise, there's no values. There's no life.
So essentially, you think, or you're saying that you have the choice of free will.
Oh,
right.
Nice.
To make your decision.
Nice segue. I like the segue.
So the choices you make, you basically these are the choices that you're making
as a person
out of free will. Yeah.
Right.
So my question to that was going to be, do you believe that our actions are, free will, or are they predetermined?
Like if you actually control your own actions, or if this
whole
thing was already like pre-planned.
Yeah, like the actions, the way you think, everything, all the choices that you made that we just spoke about. Do you think they're actions that you have control of, or that they're predetermined?
So pretty much that
you have no control over them.
That pretty much makes sense. Says that like you have no control over your entire life. Everything that you do in your whole life has already been predetermined.
It's already been set. Already been set to everything you think, say, will do, have done. That you have no control. That you have no control over. That you have no control over your actions.
That's
You have an hour.
That's a deep one. Yeah, that's a deep one. I think we should leave that one for that's a full episode topic. That's it, because I definitely have my 2 cents on that one. But we're already almost an hour into this one, so I think we should leave that one for.
have like $1.
Yeah, for sure. Make sure you guys keep tuned in for the following podcast because we'll definitely bring that one back up because that one's a good one. But anyway, bringing it back to that whole plane thing, I was thinking the other day I saw it somewhere. I don't know where the fuck I saw it. But let's say I'm just gonna give you guys a quick scenario.
You didn't see it.
A quick scenario. No, I did see it somewhere. I didn't just think of this. I wasn't just in my bed
I'm pretty sure you did.
thinking of this.
I'm pretty sure you did.
But I'll give you guys a quick scenario. The three of us, boom, in a plane, boom, sitting down, boom,
Boom.
terrorist,
And boom.
terrorist, no boom, not boom yet, terrorist, no boom yet. Terrorist grabs me, chokes me. I'm getting choked. He says, "You two, you're with him." Hopefully you guys say yes. We started.
We don't have the team last names. I don't know who the fuck this guy is.
Well, he knows that you guys are with me. He's like, "You two."
How does he know? Who's snitching? Is 6ix9ine on the plane?
I'll be like, "Yo, cousin, brother, help me. He says, I'm gonna kill him unless there's one way that you can save his life. Only one. If you suck my dick. Would you guys...
Wait, whose dick?
His dick. Would you guys suck a dick to save my life?
No, you dead. It's your fault for getting caught in the first place.
You would let him kill me. Cold-heartedly, you would let him kill me.
I would just sit there in my room and let the train take its course.
What train?
Cause
we're sitting on an airplane. We're sitting on an airplane. You're about to see him shoot me.
Damn, sucks to be you. You just got caught. It's your fault for getting caught. I ain't sucking nobody's dick. After you die, what's guaranteed that after I suck some dick, he's not gonna kill me and let you live?
I don't know.
It's too many odds against me. I don't like it. I don't gamble with those odds against me. Sorry, bro. You gonna die. You gonna die young.
What is if a for sure thing? A for sure thing.
For sure.
No. Like no other odds around it. No.
I think even if I was sure, I'm like, yes, that is my final answer.
No other variables, no other odds, nothing. You suck the dick, I go free. We finish our flight. We're on vacation. We're good.
Nope. Sorry, bro. You gonna take one for the team. I ask him, be like, how about he sucks your dick if he wants to live?
If he sucks your dick, I'll lick.
Then he wants to live. Here, matter of fact, let's turn the roles. How about you take me captive? Ask me that, and I'll tell you. Pull the trigger. Matter of fact, I'll pull it for you.
For sure.
That's how I would respond to that situation.
Right. Okay, before we switch it,
how I would respond to that situation was if you got caught, I would say take me hostage, and then I'd look at you guys and be like, you suck some dick. Exactly. yeah, motherfucker.
Here's the thing. What would you do?
No, what would you do, bro? You didn't answer the question. You're gonna let me die too. Everybody's gonna let me die.
Hey, bro. If you wanna live, you suck some dick.
He didn't give me the option.
I gave him to him.
No, he's not taking.
I'm gonna hit him with the Uno reverse card and reverse his question.
Here's my honest answer. To this. Let's just make it like that is so real.
Super real.
Because that's not real enough. Yeah.
And to make it super real, it cannot be just randomly that somebody would ask me this, right? What it could be is that there's a terrorist attack. And for some reason, you got into a confrontation with one of the guys, and they're about to kill you.
Okay.
So I get in the way, and they're like, "Well, you don't want to kill your brother, then you're gonna have to suck my dick, per se.
Right.
At that point, you're not really gonna negotiate with a terrorist, right? There's no way to negotiate with a terrorist.
Right.
What I would do, I would just run to the cockpit and crash the fucking plane.
We're all dying. We're all dying.
That's it. We're all dying. We're all fucking
We're all
dying.
dying.
That's it. That's what I would honestly do, because the example is just not realistic. You just want to hear that I will suck some dick, and I'm not gonna.
It's not realistic. Have you watched the Fire Festival? Have you watched the Fire Festival? That guy was gonna suck some dick for some water. It wasn't even alive. He was gonna suck some dick for some water.
That's here's the thing. That's a real life scenario, right? That's somebody having leverage on somebody else.
He wants it. Like
that is
he
the
wants
leverage.
the water. But you want to live. You suck the dick.
Wait. You could put another example. You could put a realistic example of saying, hey, listen, what if you had a business deal that was gonna put all of your network on the line, and in order to save it, you had to suck somebody's dick. That would be realistic. Having somebody on a plane randomly grabbing you and asking me to suck his dick to let you live, that's not realistic.
The situation, the scenario doesn't matter. The scenario doesn't matter. What matters is, are you gonna suck some dick to save my life or no?
No, we both die.
We're all gonna die. We're all gonna die.
We're both dying. I'll grab the knife and I'll kill him, and that's it.
We're all gonna die.
Either he's dying, or
I like my answer better. My answer was more realistic to the approach.
Either he's dying or we're both dying. That's it. I'm sorry, bro. That's it. Would you suck somebody's dick to save me?
I'm gonna tell him, look, he's the one who wants to live. He should suck your dick.
What if he says you have to suck his dick and you have to let him fuck you in the back to save me?
If I didn't suck the dick in the first place, why would I let him hit it from the back? If I said no to sucking his dick, makes no sense. I'll be like, let me shoot him for you.
I'll kill him. You don't have to worry about it. I'll do it.
We're both dying.
I'll do it.
We're both dying.
It's a tough one. It's
not that tough for me.
It's an unrealistic one on that scenario. Now, because
again, it doesn't matter with the scenario. Change the scenario if you want. At the end of the day, it's still either you suck a dick or not.
Again, we're both dying.
That's the whole scenario. That's the whole scenario.
Cause here's the thing. The terrorist is the train, right? And Brian is the 5 people, and letting him die is the 1 person. What would you do?
We already went through that example. That's what
I'm saying. Like, what would you do? Are you gonna suck some dick?
Okay,
what? You merged the situations weirdly.
Yeah, I merged the situation into one because you're saying we're both dying. No, I'm not giving you the option of both dying. I'm saying you can only do one.
Here's the thing into the train. I will throw myself into the train. That's what I would do. That's what I do.
Hope I slow it down.
Hope I slow it down.
Put a pebble on the track and just hope it goes off the rails and kills everybody on board, right?
At least now I know if I'm ever held hostage, and they're like, we're about to call your family and tell them what we want to keep you alive, I'll be like, ask them for anything. Don't ask them to suck your dick because they're just not gonna do it. Just not gonna. At least now I know.
Definitely.
At least now I know.
You know.
And again, here's the thing.
And power is knowledge.
Power is knowledge.
Power is knowledge. That's a good try. I know you were trying to get us to say that.
Because I watched the Fire Festival. And the guy was willing to.
It's a different scenario. And again, it's just as mind blowing because.
Okay. Here's okay. Let's make this question for what Brian wants to hear. Because if you were, walking down a dark alley at 3 a.m. and someone got a gun to you, put it to your head, and says, "If you don't suck my dick, I'll kill you," what are you gonna do?
Shoot.
Oh,
shoot. Yeah, shoot. Yeah, shoot.
Shoot.
Yeah, that's fine. That's easy. That one's easy.
No problem.
That one's easy.
There you go.
That was easy.
Cause you died.
It's to be honest, it's hard for me because I'm not the one that's dying. If I was the one that was dying, very simple answer for me. I
thought you were gonna say for a second, like, it's hard for me because I consider sucking some dick, so it's kind of hard for me.
But when it's somebody that I care about, I don't know if
you suck some dick.
I don't know if once it came down to it, I would do it. I would definitely consider it. I'd probably be like, pull it out, and then let me see how I feel after you pull it out. Let me see if it's at least a clean dick. You know what I mean? If it's not a clean dick, it's definitely going to blur my judgment.
Can we put some jelly into it? I put some like some ketchup. Okay, well, Brian, as long as there's ketchup, he'll do it. I know.
That's ketchup. That's disgusting.
Put some ketchup in.
That's disgusting.
That's horrible.
That's disgusting.
No, okay, that's the thing. If it comes down to it, if you cannot make it into a scenario where you can kind of like kill us both, then of course you're gonna have to, like, whether you like it or not, I guess you're gonna have to, like, if it comes down to it, right? But I mean, realistically, like, it's not gonna come to it. It's not gonna.
So what you are saying is that you will suck some dick.
That would be the only fucking way I would, like, for my brother, or my dad, or my cousin, or my kids. That's it. That would be the only one.
No,
but
fuck my cousin. I'm not sucking some dick for my
money,
cousin. He's not sucking some dick for me. I'm not sucking some dick for him. It's over with. It's over with. It's not happening anymore. It's not happening anymore. You're off the dick sucking list. I have a dick sucking list, and you're off it.
What? Why do you have a list? Why do you have a list? You just make a list. I will suck some dick for this. I will definitely suck some dick for this person.
Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you guys watch the previous episodes, all the episodes. Binge watch this shit. It's quarantine. Fucking watch this shit. Press the like button. Subscribe, comment, different things that you guys want to see, different topics that you want to hear us talk about. We're definitely gonna go back to the one that we were supposed to talk about that today. So if you're interested in hearing that, make sure you guys keep watching. And thank you if you guys stayed all the way through. We'll see you guys next time.
Awesome.